Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Test Code Automate. So this is my 19th video for the Playwright with TypeScript series. In this video, I would be covering how to handle multi-select dropdown. So let's start. So we can select multiple options from the multi-select dropdown with locator.select option method. You can specify options by giving value, label or visible text within an array to select the desired options. So let's first see how we can identify that particular HTML element is multi-select dropdown or not. So for this particular video, I would be using this demoqa.com site for the practice purpose. And here onto the select menu page, if you will scroll to the bottom, you would be able to see this multi-select section, right? Multi-select dropdown section. So here, this multi-select dropdown would be looking like this, right? Where you should be able to select multiple options from this dropdown. And if there would be many more items which are there with this dropdown, so you would be able to see the scroll bar at the right hand side, right? Which you can scroll to find out the multiple values and accordingly you can select the value from. So let's inspect this particular element. So once I inspect it, so here see you would be able to see the select HTML tag is there for this element, right? So here inside this HTML element with the select tag, you would be able to see different HTML elements with the option tag which are there, right? So these are all the options which are there with this particular drop down, right? So here we are able to see the 4 options. So that's why 4 options are also appearing with this multi-select drop down. Okay. And for this particular options, we would be having this value attribute and its value would be there. And this is the visible text which would be visible for the multi-select drop down here, right? And apart from this value HTML attribute, at some places you would also be able to see the label HTML attribute and its value. So for that I have created one small HTML code under this code pen. So see here I have given this label attribute for this option element. Okay, so this is the label attribute and its values where you would be able to see, right? So this is the visible text, but once you would be having this label HTML attribute, you would be able to see that label attribute's value would be appearing for this multi-select dropdown. Okay, so now let's see how we can select multiple items from the multiple select dropdown using the Playwright. So let's go to the Visual Studio Code. Okay, so here I have already created this handle multi-select dropdown.spec.ts test script file. Okay, and inside this I have already imported the test from Playwright test module. Okay, and created this test block where with this title I have already given and this anonymous function under which I would be writing my code. Okay, and at this line number 4 I have given this page.goto with the link. So I would be performing my different actions onto this particular link, right? So this line would be navigating to that particular link, which is demoqa.com with this page select menu. Okay, so now let's first create the locator of this multi-select dropdown where we would be selecting multiple options from there. Okay, so let's put this await page dot locator method I'm going to use, and inside this I would be passing the locator of this multi-select dropdown. Okay, so here if you will see with this select HTML element, there is this ID which is there. Okay, so let's copy this ID. Okay, and here I would be creating one CSS selector. So inside this locator method, let me pass that CSS selector. So as I'm going to use this ID, so I would be using this hash and then ID value, right? So this is the locator on which we would be performing the action. Okay, and about this locator method, I've already discussed in detail in my locator video where we have discussed about this ID, XPath, CSS selector things. So if you have not watched that video, I would recommend you to watch that video. I will provide the link of this video under the description. So let's continue. Yeah. So here with this locator, you need to use the same method, which is select option, right? And then here you can pass the value which you want to select. Okay. So for this particular multi-select dropdown, we can provide the different value. Let's say if I want to select the single value also, that I can select. And if I want to select the multiple values, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatever the number of options which I want to select, I can select. Okay. So, and one more thing here, you would be able to see this multiple HTML attribute which is there, and because of that only this drop down is appearing like this. So because of this HTML attribute only, you would be able to select the multiple options from the multi-select drop down. See here also this multiple HTML attribute is there. That's why it is appearing like this multi-select dropdown. Let me remove this multiple HTML attribute. And once I remove it, so see it will turn into single select dropdown, right? See, but if the multiple HTML attribute would be there, in that case, it would be working like the multi-select dropdown. So now let's first select the single item from this multi-select dropdown. Okay. So to select the single item from multi-select dropdown, what you can do, you can directly pass that item, right? And how we can pass? So either I can give the value or visible text, or if the label is also present, you can give the label, right? So any value you can give directly as the string. Let's give this Opel. Okay. So if I give this Opel, so by using this, I would be able to select the single option from that multi-select dropdown. Okay. And in the similar pattern, you can also give it inside an array, right? So if you don't want to give the string, so you can create an array and inside it, you can pass that Opel, right? So only single item which I am passing inside the array and it would be able to select that element from there. Okay. So let's run the script. So any way you can give, right? Either you can give the string or you can give the array with a single item and you would be able to select that particular item. So see, this Opel got selected. Okay. And here I've passed it as the string inside an array. You can directly give the string here, right? But to select the single item only. Okay. Let me run the script again. So the same thing would be happening, right? It would be selecting the single item only. Let me close all the browsers. Let's run the script again. So see, it again selected that Opel, right? So to select the single item, you will have to give either the string or you'll have to give the array where you would be giving the single item as the string, right? So it would be able to select that particular item. Now let's try to select the multiple items. Okay. So to select the multiple options, what you need to do, you need to again create the locator. Okay. Page.locator. Let me copy it. Right. And then you need to use this select option method, right? Same method. Okay. But inside this particular method, now what we would be passing, an array with the multiple values which we want to select. Okay. So let's put an array here. And now let's try to select the different values. Let's select this Volvo, Opel, and Audi. Okay. So for now, what I'm giving this visible text, right? Let me copy it from here only. So this is the Volvo visible text. And then this Opel. So this is the array, and inside the array, I am passing the different strings, right? Opel and then Audi. So these three items I want to select from the multiple select dropdown, right? Using the visible text, so I am passing an array, and inside an array, I am passing the different visible text which I want to select. So let me run the script. Let's close all the browser and run the script. You see now the browser is open, and here these three values got selected, right? Volvo, Opel, and Audi, right? So here we have given this visible text, right, to select the multiple values. Apart from the visible text, you can also give this value. Okay. So for this value is the small VOLVO, right? All small cap. So if I pass this, okay, like this, and here let me give the visible text. So combination also you can give. You can either give all the visible text you want to select, or you can give all the values which you want to select, or you can also give the label HTML attributes value, right, to select the multiple items. And the combination of this also you can pass. This may be the visible text, okay, this may be the label, and this may be the value, right? So that will also work. So Playwright will automatically identify that option from the select drop down, which is multi-select, and it will click onto that particular element, right? Or it will select those options from the multi-select drop down. Okay. So now let me run that script again. Let's close all the browsers. Okay, and click on to the run. So now these values will get selected. So here I have passed this value attributes value, right? And these are the visible text only. But yeah, as we are passing the combination also, that should not be the issue, and it should be able to select all these options from the multiple select dropdown. Okay, so now the browser is open, and here see all these three values got selected. So yeah, that's it for this particular video. Let me give you the quick recap. Okay, so here we have seen that we can select the multiple select dropdown using that same method, locator.select option. Okay, and you can select the multiple options by giving the value, label, or the visible text, right? And the syntax would be like this: locator.select option, and then inside it we need to pass the array, and under the array you would be able to give the multiple strings which you want to select. Okay, and for these multiple select dropdown, the same structure would be there like the single select dropdown, but here you will be able to see this multiple HTML attribute which is there, right? Because of that, we would be able to select multiple options from the multi-select dropdown. Okay, and here if you will see, to select the single item from the multiple select dropdown, you need to use the same method, but here you can either pass this string directly or you can pass an array with a single string inside it. Okay, and if you want to select the multiple options, then you can pass the same thing, page.locator. Then for the locator, you need to use the select option method. And then inside an array, you can pass the different strings which you want to select. And then these strings would be either values, right, which you want to select, or either the visible text or the label or the combination of these items, right? So Playwright will automatically detect that what you want to select, and it will detect on the basis of these values. Okay, so yeah, that's it from my end. If you want to watch the next video, you can click onto this first card. To watch the whole playlist, you can click onto this second card. And stay tuned for my upcoming videos. If you have any comments, questions, doubts, you can let me know into the comment section below. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day.